So they're checking the Achilles heels, basically, I guess, to make sure that they're formed.
There's another gender shot somewhere in here, but it's hard to tell. That's
the other foot.
Yeah, that's a foot.
It was up against the wall, the uterine wall, so she wasn't very happy with it, but it moved, so she managed to get it. But I think she spends a bit of time here getting the second heel shot. I think she has a lot of trouble with it, if I remember correctly.
There we go.
That's the other foot, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Be a fun job, wouldn't it, doing this? They're all women, you notice. All the sonographers are women.
Mm.
I've never seen a male sonographer.
But the doctor knew what he was looking at.
Yeah, but he was a but that was the registrar. That's just the doctors. Like, that's different to the person who does the measurements.
There we go.
Trying to get in the other heel.
Little baby's legs. Belly button.
There we go. That'd be heel, I think. She'll say. Could you feel it when it was moving around? Could you feel it?
No, not then.
Did you feel any movements during the ultrasound?
Yeah. From the hands.
So it's the hands that you can feel.
Mm. I think now she starts to Oh no.
This is the cervix.
No, that's my
No,
uterus.
that's well, it's neck. Yeah, it's the uterus, but it's the top of the cervix. It's the seal. So the cervix is just to the right of this, and
then she checks that there's a little square thing that comes up.
So that's the length of the cervix there. And then she does a square which checks for blood flow. So they check to see whether there's any
spotting.
No, any arteries or veins form over the cervix, like from the placenta, because obviously that's a problem if it seals the cervix. But there was nothing there, so that's good.
Baby's looking up, and she's going on about the eye sockets. I think it's now she tries to get good brain pics, I think.
You'll know because she switches from one to the other a couple of times. There's a little heart.
Yeah. She spends a lot of time trying to get him to move his head to the other side because it's a really awkward angle.
She can only go in 2 planes. So the one plane she needed was the plane she couldn't get.
And she's telling us that he keeps looking up.
So if he's turned his head 90 degrees one way or the other, she'd be right.
And that was a yawn that you just saw there, she said.
Well, the baby tilted his head back, so I presume so. Okay, we skipped a bit here. So this is after, I think, you emptied your bladder.
And she gets me to lay on my right side and then lay on my left side to see if he moves then. And she asked me if I've seen any, if I've felt any movement, which I hadn't. So yeah, she spends a great deal of time trying to get him to move his head.
You just gotta go whack. Okay, this is another
movement.
break. Yeah.
I think that was me moving to my left.
Okay.
She got me to go about 3 times.
Now what she's trying to get here, this is the bottom of the... She doesn't actually take images of the brain itself, because the brain itself is just a grey, generalised grey image. But she can take images of the structures inside the brain, the bottom of the brain, you know, the white matter, I suppose, forming. So this is what she's taking measurements of, is parts of the brain structure, opposed to the brain itself. So that's what she's doing here. But she had to get it exactly 90 degrees to get the exact or the right width. So when she tries to measure the one on the left. So there's 2 sort of things that look like kidneys. And this is part of the under part of the brain. And it's one of the first parts that's formed. So she tries to measure the width of the thing on the, not this part, but you sort of saw them before. Those things. She tries to get the width of the one on the left, but she can't because she can't see the one on the right. So they've got to be both in image, both perfectly, like it's got to be flat, I suppose. So she's got to move it around a little bit.
I remember feeling very annoyed at this point.
And getting frustrated.
Yeah.
Like just wanting her to do it.
And I was uncomfortable. My back hurt.
I suppose they needed this so that they could age the brain properly. Make sure there's no problems with it. So yeah, that's what she was after. There's a baby in a hand, another hand, scratching its ear, and now it's playing with its fingers again.
It's so cute.